Welcome back to Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. Stay in the scene. We're talking to method actors.
Method acting is a very specific technique developed in the 1900s, 20th century, others would say, that involves actors specifically committing to their role beyond just when the camera rolls. And we got a bunch of those together to talk that process.
So whether you're in character at Crafty or in character at your home, we have got some people who know about that.
So Stanislavski and listen in. Is there a way we could do this conversation without the mics? I feel like having a mic makes me feel like I'm not like actually genuinely talking to you guys.
Oh, yeah. You know, in my method acting process, usually I like to imagine that the mic is something else in the world, right? And so it's like easier for me to...
Yeah, but when do you have a conversation with someone and then have a mic? You know what I mean?
Well, exactly, and that's why it's inorganic, because if I'm in the 19th century, I wouldn't have a mic. You know, if I'm bowling, I wouldn't have a mic. So I always imagine that it's some sort of growth. So if maybe it's helpful for you to imagine that it's a growth of your hand.
Yeah, it's a growth in my hand. I love that.
I require a microphone because when I shot this movie 10 years ago, you may have heard of it, Stand Up. When I played Jerry Seinfeld, I was in method for that role, and so I developed a permanent need to hold a microphone.
Oh, so this
See,
is
that
for you.
is a very specific instance in which this makes sense.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yes, thank you.
Well, so are you able to continue if we don't?
Yeah, that's why I asked. But it seems like I can push through. I loved this idea. I'd love to try on this idea of what it is like if this mic is a part of my hand.
Sure.
Yes.
And yeah.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yes. Do whatever feels right. Do whatever feels
But
natural.
thank you for checking in. I appreciate holding space for that. And yeah.
Well, this is it's wonderful to be around so many actors who share the same process. I believe it's a testament to our bravery. It's a testament to our fortitude, and I believe it's a testament to our gratitude and our generosity.
I love that. I really love that.
What's so special about this is like to begin, to start, to have a conversation is to begin anew.
It's really important.
Exactly.
And it feels like we're opening. It's a blossom, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's really nice, and it's nice to be kind of in a community and a camaraderie, because I think we face a lot of criticism from the rest of the community. Yeah. Usually, when it comes to
Our approach is kind of looked upon as kind of weird, I would say.
sometimes.
But until you dive all the way in, it's impossible to say that doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can't knock it, as Jerry Seinfeld would say. You can't knock it until you've tried it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's such a Seinfeld thing.
It's it is so, and he's so brave. And he's so brave, and that's such a signature of what the essence of Jerry. Oh, I miss him.
You miss being him.
Exactly. Oh, I've never met the man.
Well, okay, but you miss him inside you.
I miss having him here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get into that, I think we should probably get to know each other. I'd love to.
Yes, of course.
Let's get to know each other where we are now.
It's probably so rare for us to even introduce ourselves.
Well,
when
actually,
cameras are present.
Really quickly, and maybe you don't have to say if you don't. Well, okay, you kind of do. Is anyone currently in method right now? It's sort of like if you're a cop, you have to tell me.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I can attest to that. I am method right now, but it's no big deal.
And what is the role you're?
So I am playing a like mid-30s, kind of
my God.
kind of hipster-ish kind of character. The movie is he's just kind of trying to figure himself out in life in Silver Lake, and he works too hard and stuff like that. But
so I must say, your method is incredible because you look exactly like that.
Thank you so much.
To life.
Thank you so much. It's hard for me. So I'm having what I like to call kind of a lucid moment, right? Where I am talking like myself, but I'm within a skin, So I'm still in character. I can't break it because I'm going to set tomorrow.
I was going to ask, are you in the middle of shooting? Are you?
Yeah,
where are you in the story?
I'm shooting tomorrow, and yeah. So we're kind of beginning. So it's a big moment.
Are you comfortable saying your real name and your
Yeah,
character's
I can
name?
say my real name. So my character's name is Roderick McDavid, and my name is Robert De Niro. And so it's really nice to meet you guys.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
Well, now, wow. And I must ask, and I know the answer, but it's hard to tell over audio. Are you that Robert De Niro?
I am. So I am legendary actor Robert De Niro.
Very
Okay,
hard to
thank
tell
you.
over audio.
Yeah.
Not film though. We can see that it's you, Robert.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
We can
just
see.
for the audio.
Yeah, so I'm Academy Award-winning actor and legend Robert De Niro, originally from New York. I'm such a New York boy. And please don't make me do my famous lines.
Congratulations.
well, no, because you're in character.
I mean, I'll do them. Are you talking to me? I'll do them. You know, you got it. You got Robert De Niro to say it. Good for you.
So
Congrats.
interesting because you're doing it as who's your
Roderick
Roderick?
McDavid?
Yeah.
Roderick McDavid, yeah. His last name changes a bunch because that's part of...
Keeps getting married or what?
Well, yeah. He keeps trying to refine himself. He's kind of a little bit lost and he's trying to figure himself out. And so that's kind of what he's up to. But yeah, it's, I have nipples, Greg, can you milk me? I'll do that line. Everyone's always asking me. And as Robert De Niro, I don't like doing the lines, but as Roderick McDavid, I love it. So it's fine with me, and I'll talk about anything.
To live in both places, the duality of that. It's a dual citizenship, if I may.
It is. I have two passports. one
incredible.
as Roderick and one as Robert De Niro.
Oh, we'll get it. We'll get
Oh,
into.
yes. It's
The
we have
government
to talk
stuff.
about the paperwork of method acting
Yes,
because
we do.
we don't
I
really
cannot
get
wait.
into
It's
that.
one of my
People don't
favorite
talk about
subjects
it.
is all the paperwork.
I
we have to fill
have
out.
sure.
stacks and stacks and stacks of different social security numbers for different people I've played.
Yeah,
We're like
it's crazy.
secret agents, but silly.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. But who are you guys? I spilled the beans.
Well, I can go if you. I couldn't tell if you were itching.
Oh no, I'm always itching. I'm always itching. So you go ahead, please.
Like Al, like my buddy Al. My buddy Al Pacino's always itchy. Go ahead.
Okay, so
This is awesome.
fantastic. This is awesome. Okay,
I would say this is
this is
awesome.
awesome.
This is awesome.
Okay. Okay. My name is Cassandra O'Connell, and I am a method actress. I am originally Louisiana by way of London, and I have played many, many, many people over my career, and I've developed a type of method acting where I not only channel the actor that I am performing, I also channel a director that I would like to work with. I channel a director to direct the character. And so I will have these sort of internal conversations between the creative mind, the direct, because the main problem I've found with method acting is that yes, you're this character. You're running around. I'm in character as Margaret Thatcher, and I'm making eggs as Margaret Thatcher. But who is there to tell me how to make the eggs?
Really hard. So you're being yourself. Really hard because you're being yourself. Your core soul, and you're being the soul you're painting, i.e. Margaret Thatcher in this instance, and a third soul, which is
Exactly.
What a mess. If
So
I may
that's
say.
when I have to channel the bard. I often channel Shakespeare. I say, Margaret, try it again. Try it again, but can you flip them faster?
That's
You're
how Shakespeare
conservative."
sounds for you.
Oh,
Very interesting. Go ahead.
well, I am him, so that is exactly how he sounds.
Okay. Wow. Can I ask? I mean, I think we've all talked about this. It is a very American. Well, it's not an American thing, but American actors love method acting.
Yeah.
And a lot of British people think we're just, laying it on thick. And
You must have been so inspired by Louisiana. You're by way of Louisiana.
yes,
Yes, exactly. Well, that's another thing of method acting. I'm sure this happens to you. You acquire all these accents, and then all of a sudden, you gotta reconcile them.
Whoa, where'd she go?
you are a roller coaster.
Right now, I'm Toby Keith.
Oh.
You played Toby Keith, of course.
I played Toby Keith, and it was directed by Al Pacino.
I know, Al loved doing that. Al had a great time doing that.
This is awesome.
What
Yeah.
director did you embody for that?
Well, it was directed by Al Pacino, so Hey everybody, it's Al. And I just want to say, Toby Keith was great to work with.
Okay, so let me just check in.
God, I
here.
feel like I'm at Dan Tana's with my buddy Al Pacino. Where's Marty?
Marty's right here. Whoa.
There he is.
Oh,
I had Marty direct me when I was playing Dumbo for a live action remake of Dumbo, and it was scrapped anyway. The point is, I have 145 characters in my head that I cycle through, and it's like Pokemon cards. Acquire a new one, help you with a new character.
That's really
very
Absolutely
method,
incredible.
Very method.
That's amazing.
Oh, is it my turn?
No one made a joke.
Sorry.
No one said anything.
Hello, my name is Edward Booth. Edward Booth, and I am a method actor. I'm originally actually from London, England.
Oh, by way of London.
Yes, and I have studied here now in America for quite a long time. I've been in America for so long, which is so fun and so interesting. I'm not currently in method, but I just finished a character. And as you guys know, sometimes the soul lingers around.
Totally.
Yes, it's like a
Yeah.
haunting.
Yes, yes.
And can I just say both? Am I sensing an umlaut on that O?
It's an umlaut.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
B-O-U umlaut U-F.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. It's always fun to see an umlaut on a U because it's almost like the U kept going.
It's what everybody
Like the
always asks
story
me.
wasn't over.
Like it took a break and then it had one little last flare,
it
like
said,
fireworks on a U.
yes.
You are
Yeah.
so funny and so bad.
I know. They call me the bad boy of film. Cape Fear. Have you guys seen it? I wanted to ask you a question.
God, you're in such character.
So there's
This
a
is
lot of
awesome.
guys,
And
please.
can I just say, this is awesome.
Guys, please.
No, it really
I'm one
is.
of you guys.
I just can't believe it.
No,
You're
it's
so deep
fine.
in there.
I'm pretty deep in there, but it is me. I wanted to ask you a
Yes.
question because there is kind of a thing I'm seeing on the internet. My wife loves TikTok. She shows it to me all the time.
Oh, your 17-year-old wife, 18-year-old wife.
No, she's older than that.
Oh, I
Okay.
should hope so.
My wife is older
I'm
than
sure
that.
of it.
My current wife is definitely older
Okay,
than that.
sorry.
Do you want to look that up? Or...
I don't need to look that up. I know for a fact that Robert De Niro's wife is older than
Not
18
much
years old.
than
older.
18.
Not much. Go ahead.
Listen to me. Don't make him come out. Okay? Roderick is here, okay? But Robert can still fight. Okay?
Okay.
Just be clear. My question for you is there's a kind of a lot of ardor and there's a lot of mocking going on TikTok for people who accidentally stay in their characters, or you can tell they haven't left it. You know, I'm thinking of one of my good buddies, Austin Butler. I'm wondering, is that happening to you? Or are people saying that you've changed because of the role you just did?
the TikTok has been mean to me. They say I cannot change my voice now. But before I took on my last role, which was a Muppet.
I was going to say, was it Kermit the Frog?
It wasn't Kermit, but it was definitely a prominent Muppet. They invented a new Muppet called Haroldine, and that's
And
who I
when
was
did you
playing.
rap on that?
I rapped on him about a year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
And so I've been taking voice lessons to try to get my old voice back, but I just can't seem to get it back.
This is so interesting, and I hope you don't take any offense to this, but I feel as though, and I don't know if you feel this way, the bar for what you can go method for has significantly lowered.
Yes.
Yes.
You can go method for things that one needn't do.
And I
Yes.
should be offended by that, but I'm not.
It
I
almost-
really should,
because you're
though.
a Muppet and you
It does.
don't
It
feel
does in
that
a way for
emotion.
me from our camp. You know, because I came up and I was early in the days. I was working with Lee Strasberg. I was working with people at the Actors Playhouse in New York. And it does kind of feel like people. It's almost like using fine silverware and fine dining ware to eat fast food on. Like it's like this is an honorable method, and now people are just kind of using it for shit.
I
Yeah,
feel like
great hearing that from Robert De Niro himself.
Well, what can I say? I call them like I sees them.
I fear that's a judgment, and I fear that if the food is good, the food meaning the text, right?
Yeah.
And the text meaning
Ugh,
the
I'm
soul.
hungry.
Right? So if the food is good, I think any cutlery of any kind which being the process
Yeah.
that you bring to that, is where the river meets the road.
Yeah. And yeah.
That is so
That is fantastic.
Well, what is your
Hi guys, I am Jewel Saucing, and I have been doing method for the last 10 years. My first method role, you probably would recognize me. I did that commercial, "You Lant Liquor."
And pray tell, what was that advertising?
just remind us
It
what
was
that
gum,
was.
right?
It was. Who are you calling a cootie queen? You lint liquor.
You Lant Liquor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot it because she's gone. And when I put that on right now for you to
Yeah.
remember, that is me like putting on like a funny hat. That is not who she was, right?
Yeah.
And that girl, I said goodbye to her many years ago, right? And I have now stepped into. I'm so grateful. I've had so many great mentors in my life and so many great directors that now I'm working in the feature space, and I'm really grateful for that. But it started. I want to say I was one of the first, I think, to bring method acting to commercials and to bring it to 30-second clips.
And because you're on set on a commercial for such a short time.
Yeah.
Probably 1 to 4 days at the maximum.
And I'll tell you, can I say, back then, I don't think I thought you would need to bring method acting to commercials. But that script was so difficult for me to crack that I had to.
Well, it's so inorganic, right?
Right? Yes.
It is a little befuddling.
Yes, and I remember
Yeah.
I had done like a Happy Honda Days commercial before that, and that was me just going, like we're just clocking in and clocking out. I was in like an awful relationship at the time, and I was just throwing shit at a wall, getting my paycheck and going out, right? And then I get this script, right, and I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, where in the hell do I begin? And that's when I went, I think I have to go back to what I learned in theater school.
I do have to say, art imitates life, because when I first saw that commercial, I know you're playing a completely different character, but I also I said, this actress, this woman, is in an awful relationship in her life.
You brought, and that is
Yeah,
half
what
of it. It's the window into the soul.
I could tell.
You could empathize with the character, and that was your grounding point because you were living it.
I like to
could
call it a
tell.
key. A key from your soul to the next, right? What is the key that gets me from Jewel into Lint Liquor?
Well, let's just
Yeah.
for a second, I'd love to jump over to maybe your most famous work in the commercial space when you were the Get Connected for Free girl rapping.
Oh my gosh.
Say it again.
The Get Connected for Free for Education Connection girl
Yes,
rapping.
I was
Okay.
working
That
for an
was
hourly wage.
everywhere.
I went to high school, didn't do great.
great.
Took it a deed up, da, 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 da.
I can't even. I don't even remember who she is.
because she's
Because she's
gone.
gone.
She's gone.
Because I will
'Cause she's
say, as a
gone.
method actor, which I'm really interested to talk to you about, because
Of course.
Just them.
Just me.
just you, because
I was going to say we should have a
I
conversation.
would love to, but because my mental sanity relies on flushing these people away. I could not go home with any of my roles.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Once we wrap. Granted,
Yes.
granted, when we're in it, I'm living in a different spot.
Now,
I'm
what
living where they
happens
would live.
when you rap and then you get an email a week later that says, "So sorry, we have to do some pickups."
Then I call the Airbnb I stayed at as the character, and I say I need to get back in there. And then I take a couple
Yes.
days and I go back in. Because we should talk how deeply method, because some
Yes.
method actors are just not getting out of character when they call cut, and then some go into deep process weeks before. I do not live in the home Jewel lives in when I am playing another role. That is huge for me. Where they sleep, where they lie their bed.
Yeah, for me, when I was in The Irishman, it was really hard to step away from that because I was playing this guy his entire life, right? I was playing this hitman, and it was really challenging. And I also had to play a young guy. And then, I haven't been young for 70 years.
But now look at you.
and
Look
yeah,
at you.
I know. And so
Now you're playing 30.
well, I am so staunchly against AI, and everyone was saying that was one of the first big steps for AI. And I said, well, Bobby D is not going to support AI from now on. I said, no more. I'm done. And so I said, I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to get back in the swing, and I'm going to dust off these old boots, and I'm going to get back to using my body to transform into a different
Absolutely
character.
incredible.
So, I tried that during Dirty Grandpa, and that was easy. And so-
Prolific film, I would
Thank
say.
you.
absolutely prolific.
It was pretty amazing. It was
You were in
prolific. There was a
Dirty-
lot of it. It was very
There was
prolific.
in terms of runtime, it was prolific.
For
There
me,
was a
it was
lot of
absolutely
movie.
prolific.
It was, and for
2.5 movie with that concept.
It was prolific. Many were saying it was very long. It was really fun, and that was an interesting character to get in method because I'm not a dirty grandpa. I have wonderful grandkids, and it was
a child, a very young child.
I do have a young child, and it keeps me young too. And I'm doing this for him. I'm doing this for him.
Wow, you're not doing
So
it.
you are thinking of Al Pacino, but I also have a young
no,
child.
you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Both
also
of, it's
have
both of
and a
you.
young wife.
you two
It's
are
both of you, you dogs.
bosom
You
buddies.
dirty,
you
dirty old
dogs.
dogs. And I love you. I really do.
Yeah.
Robert, I love you. But you're a dirty dog.
Well,
I have to say-
no. Robert might be.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
Nothing wrong.
Roderick is just trying to figure himself out.
Well, I feel it feels easier to call you out as Roderick
You can
because
call me out.
you are doing such an amazing job as Roderick that I feel like I can say to your face, you're a dirty, disgusting little dog.
Whatever you want to say.
But who's the dog? Roderick or Robert?
And that's what we're
And
going to
that's the
figure
question.
out. Yeah.
And that's what we're here to figure out.
I don't think Roderick's a dog. I think he's confused. I think he's trying his hardest. And
Do you think or do you know?
I know. But
And
I was.
why do you stop yourself on think? And
You're not
that's-
going to
and
get
that's
me.
the key.
You're not going to get me. And you're not going to
That's
teach
the
me
key.
anything. You're
Now,
not
is
going to teach me
Roderick on the
anything.
apps?
I'm teaching Roderick. I'm not teaching Robert.
Roderick's on the apps, and he just switched his Bumble to be interested in men and women. It's very interesting.
Now, how did Robert?
How did he
under
build the
Roderick
confidence
learn
to do
the
that?
apps?
How did they build the confidence to do that? How long did that take?
He went outside a West Hollywood bar and he was looking in and he was like, that can't be me. He said, but what if there's people like me that aren't in those bars? And he started looking kind of online.
This is awesome.
Now,
this is awesome.
I have to ask another question.
Yeah.
Do you, as Robert De Niro, know how to operate the apps that Roderick
I was
does?
just gonna ask
or is
that.
that a skill you only know as Roderick?
Did Robert De Niro get help dealing with the apps? So when Roderick came over, he flew.
I've never felt older than looking at these apps. I wasn't even on the apps when I was, in the 70s and 80s, hanging out at the chateau, it was easy for me to meet somebody. So being on these apps was really, really hard. And when you look at the apps on an iPhone where the font is so large, the font takes up so much that the sheer amount of scrolling, because there's so much text on these,
Yes,
the font
Ben
is so large.
34,
and
it's a manuscript.
Yeah, and I have the big iPhone too.
Oh.
It's the Max, and so the pictures are not even as big as the font, and so it gets confusing. And a lot of these acronyms people are using and all that stuff, all the pronouns and stuff. I understand pronouns, but it's very confusing for me.
It's
I mean,
new. It's
I'm
new
in
for
my
you.
80s, so it's tough.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyways,
How long are you guys in character? My question, are you in there before you start rolling? What are you in there weeks before? How long?
Well, for me, I would say I get in character
this is
about.
new.
Oh, this is new. This just
Oh,
happened.
is this new? Sorry.
Yes, this just
So
happened.
I
For the
have the
audio
Muppet voice
listener-
and I have the Muppet arms.
For the-
Yeah.
Yes, Muppet Arm.
the arms went up.
I've been told that sometimes my arms act like they're being pulled by other people's strings.
Here, I'll scoot over here so you can make this part of your thing.
And can I ask real
You
quick?
don't have to move. It shouldn't
go
be a
ahead.
problem.
So you've been told that.
I've been told.
So when
nothing
you're told,
I noticed.
So when you're told that, how do you react and how do you change?
I kind of go, oh no, whoa, what are you talking about?
Okay, so we won't tell you that.
It's
Okay,
actually
we won't tell
terrible.
you.
It's painful for
Because
me.
he did tell you, and then
Yeah, it's okay. No, it's fine. I'm just wondering.
Oh no!
It's because it's almost like you're being told. You know what I mean? It's like almost like people in your life
for
are
me,
trying to
it's
bring you back.
completely subconscious.
Okay.
It's completely
You know
subconscious,
what?
completely
What's
subconscious.
so funny about sitting down at a table with so many
Huh?
method actors is I feel like I'm slowly going mad. I can't figure out what the fuck anyone is saying.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, it's so hard to keep track of the conversation that is constantly happening in your brain. And to your point, I've developed a system. Usually, it used to. Well, the industry used to move slower. I used to have months to get into a character,
Yes.
and now I've slowed that process down to a quick 30-second seance where I cut out a newspaper clipping of the picture of the man or the woman or the non-binary person. And
Progressive.
I light fire to a candle in front and I go to another dimension, and I return, and I say, okay, now I am Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank. Now I'm Barbara Corcoran.
Oh, I heard there's a big movie coming up about Barbara Corcoran's life.
Yes, it is about my life.
Isn't it called Baby Shark?
It's called Baby Shark because I'm the bad baby of Shark Tank. I'm delivering deals, and I'm delivering them fast. Barbara Corcoran has started a production company, and
She should.
Thank you for saying that.
You should.
And so I've been.
And you're out. Wow, that's insane. I would love to learn to get out.
It's very you have to learn to be nimble. You have to learn to be efficient. We all know the anecdote where, what is his name? God, not Daniel Day-Lewis, but someone else who I have up here and I have met. He's going to kill me when I get out of it and can't remember his name. But that line where he said, frankly, my boy, why don't you try acting?
So that's Laurence Olivier said that to Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, I did say that. That was Laurence Olivier. I played him.
My God.
I get what you're saying. It gets confusing quick.
I did. I
am holding on for dear life.
I think especially when you talk.
I think it's all three.
It's something that I'm doing that's confusing. Oh, it's something that I'm doing that's confusing. Hi, I'm Dolly Parton.
You're doing every biopic imaginable.
Hold on a minute. I did want to ask you a question. I want to go back a little bit.
Now, who do you want to ask? Dolly Parton, Sir Laurence Olivier, Toby Keith, or Barbara Corcoran?
I want to ask you, the actor.
Oh, okay, great.
So thank you. I'm glad to know that's who's on deck. But just a heads. So I want to ask you. You mentioned something where you said he's gonna get mad at me later if I don't call his name right now. So
Yes.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about that man, and also are there the characters inside of you? Are they mean to you sometimes? Are they
Yes.
critical of you?
Well, sometimes they are quite rude to me in my head.
And then here's a follow-up.
Oh,
Are you
Jerry
safe?
Seinfeld is brutal to me. He is so brutal. He keeps observing things comedically about how I brush my teeth. He says, "What's the deal about how you brush your teeth? You're going at it like a jackhammer."
An absolutely perfect, pinpoint perfect, Jerry.
whoa.
To his point.
What's the deal with the toothpaste?
To his point, can you show us how you brush your teeth?
Okay. Well, I don't understand why this should be such an issue. I take the toothbrush, I put on the toothpaste, and then I go.
Is that
And then it's electric.
And then so in your head you've methoded it into electric toothbrush, or it actually physically becomes an electric toothbrush.
Well, I've asked a dentist. It's because I go so fast that it legally becomes an electric toothbrush at that point.
legally?
Legally.
We're in legal.
Yes, I've been to court. I've been to court.
Yes, Who's suing you?
Well, Crest and Arm & Hammer, all those
Who are they
toothbrush
suing?
companies.
Who are they suing? Which part of
Okay,
you?
so they're suing the people involved in this lawsuit who have been brushing their teeth this way are Toby Keith, me, Cassandra O'Connell, and Barbara Corcoran.
So Dolly doesn't.
I got out of that one quick.
I don't know how long I can do this.
Now what? Oh, you're telling me I'm the one who has to live with all these people. Thanksgiving is a nightmare.
How about you show us what Thanksgiving is like?
Well, I actually have a clip from Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank God you have a clip.
Hey, what's the deal with all these peas on the table? This is great. You ever notice how a pea looks like tiny wasabi, but you never know when you pick it up?
I think we've got to send her into a home.
Mom, be here. Be here right now.
What? You want me, Barbara Corcoran, to be here?
That's not my mom, no.
That's not my mom.
Look, my son and my daughter could make $1 million today if you just applied yourself. Put your money in a Roth IRA.
We want our real mom back. Show us our real mom.
Well, I'm Dolly Parton, and I'm here to be your mother. You are the sweetest girl in the world. You're the sweetest boy in the world.
You know
and I
what?
think you two are precious.
I'll take it.
Lady, why did you film that? Why did you film that, and why did you bring that?
That might be the saddest. That might be the saddest clip ever.
Why did you
was-
bring a clip of you
And
at
you
Thanksgiving?
brought it like on a flash drive.
Well, yes, I thought this was the perfect clip. I love clippable moments.
I will say that was a clip of method acting in the real.
It was.
No one
That's
can
when
say
the
it's not.
cameras aren't really going, but your life is still going. Right?
Yes, and I miss my daughter and son so much. I miss
Where
go?
are they?
They moved to Santa Clarita, and they've
Sounds
initiated no
nice.
contact.
About 20 minutes out of LA.
But they haven't.
Not too far.
I'd say
Really?
30.
I guess 30
Oh,
makes it
no.
a big
If you're
difference.
taking the 210.
No, I live in Pasadena, far too far.
That's
Far too far.
Actually, a
I'll
lot
never see them.
closer. It's just right up the 210.
No, you don't understand. I live in
Seems like
Pasadena.
one
It's too
freeway
far.
now. You made it better.
That's not even the trafficy part of the 210 either.
No, I mean it's impossible. I have to get up in the morning. I have to go to True Food Kitchen and get my salad, and I'll never make it over to Santa Clarita in time.
Right, that True Food is right near the 210 entrance. Right near Colorado entrance on the 210.
But you gotta park. Have you ever tried to park on Colorado? Come on.
Have you ever tried to park in New York City? I'm dealing with that all the time.
But are you?
Well, no. I mean, no. In Tribeca, we I don't have to worry about that. I don't. It's a walking town.
So I have a question. Has anyone faced any scorn from your fellow actors on set?
Yes.
For your methods?
You have.
Yeah, I mean,
Commercial acting isn't ready for the work you're bringing.
no, and that's why I thank God I've transitioned out.
What features have you been working on?
I am working on.
I saw one. It was so good. I loved your work in Crocs 3, where you were in that crocodile movie.
Crocs 3, yes. Yes, it was the first of its kind, yet it's a
Number 3,
sequel.
but it was the first of
Another-
its
yes. Yes. Sorry, I see. That's the crazy part is I flushed it out.
Well, that's such a
I
good
flushed it
strategy
out.
of movie making is you start on the third. So people think it's a successful franchise and then you work your way back. It's actually genius.
Yeah, but it was an incredible movie. We worked with Steve Irwin's son, who is
Robert.
yeah.
I love Robert. And I love Bindi.
Bindi, love Bindi.
They're good friends. I've had them over for dinner.
Who has?
I have. Robert
Okay.
De Niro has. No, Roderick doesn't know them.
Got it.
Roderick just has a bunch of people who say they're musicians, but they just like music.
Yeah, but I love the feature space because you could stay in it for longer. And yeah, I was in character as a crocodile for that. And
Did that alter your diet at all?
yeah, it altered the way I sleep. Sleep facing down. That
Oh,
was
is
the
that how they
hardest.
do it?
That was the hardest, sleeping on your stomach.
It was like yes, it was that was the hardest.
What's
part.
facing down for a crocodile? Is it on its back?
So that's facing down as a human. That's facing up.
No, but so you're not answering
so
any part of
facing
my
down
question.
as a human is
that-
facing
and-
up.
So what's the answer?
And that's where the rubber meets the road.
Because like their belly and their eyes are on different sides of their body.
Yeah.
So what's down for them?
Up.
Okay.
You know, now I do see what you're saying. I do feel like I am
flushed
I
going
understand.
mad.
I flushed it out.
So what was that method like for you? I mean, what did you have to take in? What did you have to learn about a crocodile to become one?
Well, oh, okay. I love talking to a Muppet. It's so fun.
No, it's not a Muppet. It's me.
Okay,
It's-
good.
it's
Oh, my
Edward.
bad.
Boof.
What I had to do was it was a lot of submerging in water, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it was trying to find a place to live in. And I found a place in Echo Park that had a huge pond. And I started just slowly just checking my emails in the pond, right? Just sitting in there, just my bottom half, right? And I was sitting up like a human. And then slowly but surely I'd get lower and lower and I'd just lay down.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
What did you learn? I mean, what was that?
What did I learn? I think it's less about, this is where what I think about it method. It's less about what I'm learning and more just putting my body there.
Yeah.
Did I learn anything different? I don't know. Does an alligator learn anything?
I would say yes.
But does he learn anything? But that's just who he is.
That's
are
an
great
interesting
questions.
nature
That's
versus
just who he
nurture.
is.
That's just who he is.
That is just who he is.
That's so brave.
And we dipped into Meisner, and that's interesting.
We're dipping in.
Yeah.
And the circle of concentration might be right here. Right? And that circle of concentration gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And suddenly I am a crocodile. I didn't learn anything to be a crocodile. I am just a crocodile.
Totally.
So, as a crocodile, did you ever feel jealous of maybe more successful crocodiles, like Lyle Crocodile, for example?
Well, no, I went to, so that movie we wrapped Croc 3, and I went to go see it with my niece. I went to go see Lyle Crocodile, and I was looking at that actor, and I was like, and I know it's like stop motion, I think, or animation.
Yes.
And I was like, where is the animal? I just heard
You don't see it.
right? And I was like, this is what happens when you are so deep in process. You see other people who are just dipping in process, barely in it, and I just call bullshit.
It was a pity.
immediately.
It was devastating. Shawn Mendes didn't go full method for Lyle.
No,
Crocodile.
but here's the thing:
It
is
shows a disrespect.
Yes.
It's a disrespect for the
disrespect.
ever
craft.
since Austin Butler did Elvis, I cannot see any Elvis impersonator because it just looks so tacky to me. Yet their work isn't full of less integrity.
Yeah.
But Austin went there. He went
did.
there. So anyone who doesn't go all the way there, I am left feeling a gap.
Here's my question. Do you guys ever have issues with when you are method on set, other actors or crew members being frustrated? Jared Leto famously sent boxes of dog shit to other people on the Suicide Squad. You know, sometimes you have to use the other people at your disposal, and that can be a very frustrating thing. You know, Bradley Cooper was well known for calling Carey Mulligan in character as Leonard Bernstein while Carey Mulligan was putting her actual child down for bed, and she'd be like, "Oh, I got to go be Leonard Bernstein's wife for a second. Excuse me, Marcus Mumford." You know, that's stuff that Carrie told me when we were having dinner. So, yeah, do you guys have issues with that?
So for me, yes, I did. I had a couple issues. People were very, very upset at my antics on set.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was just a little too much, you know. I got screamed at some of the handlers of the puppets because I was trying to have full-blown conversations and get to know yous and fights and drama with a couple of the other puppets. So I would try to sit down with Miss Piggy, and the handler had to sit with Miss Piggy the whole time and pretend that Miss Piggy was real.
Can I ask what the role classification was for this character you played?
So I was, you know how in the Muppets movie there's usually a human. I was the human.
Okay.
But in my head, it would only be real for me to make sense of it is if this man was a Muppet.
Can you say that again?
So you were not a Muppet.
I was not cast formally as a Muppet, but for me, the world only made sense if I was a Muppet.
Okay, and if you may, can I ask what number you were on the call sheet?
Yes, of course. I was 18.
Okay. I think even as
The
method
number
actors,
of
we
your
can say
wife.
this. There has to be regulation on how low you are on the call
What?
sheet if you're allowed to be
What?
method.
What's wrong with
You
it?
cannot be method if you are lower than 5 on the call sheet.
Let's set the
That's my
limit.
rule.
Let's set the limit.
Okay. You guys think it was so easy peasy? No way. I was a coffee shop owner, and I had to give Kermit the Frog a coffee. What am I supposed to do? Just be a man? No, I have to be a Muppet.
Oh no, he said Kermit. This is what Kermit does when he's stressed.
You cootie catcher.
Oh my
you
gosh.
lit liquor.
She's dived back in.
Oh my God.
no.
She's
Oh,
dived
she's
back
in.
We're letting the demons out of Pandora's
Oh
box.
no, she's gonna sell me gum. She's gonna sell me gum, and I've
Orbit.
already bought too much gum.
Orbit.
Can I ask, and you can stay in character too, did you meet that very...
I'm out.
Did you meet that very interesting British woman that was clean that dirty mouth that was in those commercials?
Yeah, no, she was a wonderful woman.
Awesome.
Oh, amazing.
We hooked up.
I'm so sorry to uncover
Let's
gossip.
talk about this. Let's talk about sex as method actors.
It
Oh,
was-
that is actually a gray area.
Okay.
Because you
I bet
are
it is for you.
Because you don't know who you're having sex with.
Okay, and her and I hooked up,
Yes.
Okay.
and I was lit liquor. I was in there,
Yeah.
and she was
Orbits.
Orbit.
Yeah.
See, I can't even talk about it. It's like I don't even remember the commercial because I flushed it away. But what was interesting was when we came back, I was like, wow, would Jewel hook up with her?
Would she? Would she?
I did. I am Jewel.
Right.
And Jewel is there.
Yes.
And I wanted to do that.
Yes.
But in character, I wanted to do it more.
Now, when you played the Mucinex germ blob, because that was you, correct?
Yes. I was in prosthetics for 3 months.
Yes.
And that was all 3D.
It was all real.
How many days of shooting?
Half day.
0.5. 0.5 days of shooting.
The crew said, we just need a 6, not a full 12.
Okay.
So that's fine for you guys, right? But me? That's a problem for you?
Oh,
Well,
Mucinex? Well, that's the money shot, baby. That's number one. How many lines did you have?
I had 3 lines.
Yeah, that's
it
not
doesn't-
okay,
it's not
my
What
friend.
is wrong with it?
not
Mucinex, I was
okay.
top of the call sheet.
and that's a spokesperson. That's a recurring. There's going to be many,
Yeah.
many spots for that one
Yeah.
And I
campaign.
I did at least 50 spots in that one half day.
Yeah, I mean, look, we had the
You're also fast. Then
Yeah.
congratulations on that.
I mean, I would be like Mucinex, and then we'd call cut. They'd hand me a Santa hat. We did the holiday
I
spot.
don't think they
Mucinex.
know
Take off the hat.
me. I don't think they understand that I was meant for more than just a man in a hand.
So can I ask?
In a Muppet.
Did you? So that's that.
so you're the man in the hand of the Muppets. So
no,
you're
that's
not
the song.
actually.
That's the song from the Muppet movie, right? With.
That was just a little freestyle.
Oh, okay.
The song in the hand, the Muppet is "Am I a man?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yes.
Or am I a Muppet?"
So that was your kind of rights-free take on it.
Incredible.
Thank you for doing it
Thank you
rights
so
free,
much.
so we don't
Okay,
have to
I
cut
want
this.
to ask you, how does Dolly Parton have sex versus Barbara Cochran?
Well, Dolly has it more sweet and simple. Sweet and simple, nothing funny, nothing too out of the woodwork. And I don't feel too good about, displaying all my nasty little secrets, but let's just say I am a dog in the bedroom. But Barbara likes something fucked up. Barbara likes it upside down, and she doesn't know who's doing it. Barbara likes
As long as she's okay with it.
in the sense that my husband wears a blindfold and a cape and a mask.
Who is he?
Well, he's
Cape? Why is he wearing a cape?
Why does he need to be a cape
And
to
a
be in
mask.
disguise?
So he can't see. He can't see. He's hidden.
look.
And
We
he's a
talk
Cape
about
Crusader.
everything beforehand. It's
Is
all okay.
Is it like a Halloween mask and you take it off and he's blindfolded under it?
Yes. So we don't want to take any chances because
Surely if he's wearing a cape, you don't know who he is.
I really don't like to know the identity of my husband. It's something for me. So I put the mask
Here,
on
here.
as sort of an insurance policy in case you know how cheap these Halloween masks are. They fly right off if you go upside down, which we are. So it's just in case. But the person she's having sex with is my husband.
Right.
Dinard O'Connor.
Cool.
That's not I'm not saying anything about Sinead O'Connor.
We didn't think so.
I'm not saying
We
anything about
didn't think
that.
that your husband's name was a comment on Sinead O'Connor. We were taking it as truth.
He gets this all the time, and I just want to get out in front of it. He's not making a comment on Sinead O'Connor. That just is his name.
Can I say, it just sounds more like your sex life is in shambles, not anything to do with your method.
And you know what? I take personal responsibility for asking you this. You were telling me how you brush your teeth, and I was like, I want to know more. And you know what?
You
This
did
is wrong
dig
with
in
me.
quite deep.
This is wrong with
Yeah.
me.
For me,
No, I
sex,
forgive you.
For me, sex as a method actor is really tough. For me, as a Muppet method actor, it's been difficult, I would
Because
say.
you don't have genitals if you're a Muppet.
Because you don't have genitals if
Yeah.
you're a Muppet. So where do I find the middle ground? And since ending my role as a Muppet 2 years ago, I have had difficulty figuring it out how it's going to work with my sex life with my beautiful girlfriend.
Okay, this was 2 years ago, and you're 18th on the call sheet. Why are you still in
I
character?
can't let it go.
And how do you make money?
I don't. So my dad runs a military complex.
Oh, now we've gotten to
Oh,
the...
there's the rub.
Hold on a minute on that one.
Aye, there's the rub.
So a
Aye.
military complex is an idea. Does he run the idea, or did he open a business called the military complex, which is a tongue-in-cheek
you,
play
Robert.
on it?
Yeah, is it like a coffee shop / wine bar with a
Nothing gets
cheeky
past.
name?
Nothing gets past Bobby D. I'll tell you that much.
Very interesting question. He runs a military complex. So what
Yeah.
that means is he actually is rich enough to own his own kind of army, paramilitary
Dude, he's
force.
got a militia.
He's got a militia. and he holds them in a complex.
And he owns it's a for-profit militia.
It's a
so it's making him
It's
money.
actually non-profit.
Okay.
I'm very proud of that. It's a non-profit militia.
Non-profit or non-for-profit?
Not for profit. Okay, you
Okay.
caught us.
Okay.
We didn't do the paperwork.
Oh, so you're doing pro bono war.
Pro bono war.
Cool.
To anyone who needs you, you need some soldiers. Well, we're an extra military force. We are not assigned to any government. We'll do whatever.
for pro bono.
So yes, that's how I survived.
Okay.
So, so that might be a problem. I'm just looking for the next role that's gonna bump me out of being a little bit of a Muppet.
Oh, so you think you can't go back to who you are by yourself? You have to wait for the next role.
I'm hoping that whatever the next role comes, I can bump out of being a Muppet and find myself again.
And what's your dream?
would you want? Yeah.
Yeah, what's your dream role?
I would love something juicy, something ancient, something. I'm thinking Moses or Jesus or something like that.
So that's gonna be it's probably a big walk from where you are now.
I think they're very similar.
Can I give you some advice? I'm just an actor, right? I mean, I'm Robert De Niro, but I'll give you a little bit of
And
advice.
this is awesome that we got to sit
This
down.
cool?
It's good. This is awesome.
And I'm glad we talked about what we did with me, Robert De Niro, in the room. What I will say is, when I was in Raging Bull, I got really into boxing, right? When I was in Godfather 2, I got really into Italian food. And I kept those parts of me, and I allowed myself to say, oh, I like this thing, and I'm going to move forward with these things. So I think you can recognize there's something in you that likes being a Muppet, and then you can let that be part of it and maybe let it out at certain moments, but it doesn't have to be your whole life. And you can get back to your normal life. Yeah.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, get there.
And before we meet who he actually is, I do want to say sometimes you got to be careful because you don't know who they are.
Yeah. Anything we want to say before
he goes?
Before he goes.
I liked your spirit. I did like it. I didn't want it.
Losing me.
Wow, it just happened like that.
just
You said you
happens.
haven't been able to do it for 2 years.
To him. Before he goes.
I think you should go no contact with your father. You can talk to my children if you want. Apparently, it's quite easy.
So this isn't what I meant. Go ahead.
What did you mean?
I meant just like let that be part of you. It seems like it's being expelled from your body.
Hello.
Oh shit! Who's this?
Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
Who are you?
I am blank. I am nothing. I am ready.
Oh no!
Do you guys ever
Oh,
feel like
you
you're
say
close
hi.
to a manic episode?
Folks, I feel like this all the time. Hi, I'm President Joe Biden, and
Whoa.
we gotta get this country together. We gotta get this country together and everything. You folks, you gotta. There's 168,000 people on this table, and we gotta get them together.
Can I ask you, is there anyone else who wants to come say hi before we go?
Well, let me think back to the recesses of my brain.
Yeah, I
and
know there's
see if
150 in there.
anybody else. Okay.
Who is that? It's a brand new person. We haven't heard that person.
Yeah. I'm Benny Safdie.
Oh my
And
God.
I just kind of talk like this. I just kind of talk like a normal guy. And I'm Ariana Grande, and I'm in a little sweatshirt.
I don't buy that one. That one just really smacked me in the face.
And I'm Lisa Barlow from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Sally
love
Steamer
that.
gets carpet cleaner.
So it's all coming out now. Robert, you have one?
No, I'm good.
This has been Artist on Artist on Artist on Artist answering the question. Now that's why they call it showbiz. We'll see you next time.
What's up, artists? If you like this podcast, we have a Patreon that we'd love for you to join. We have a lot of after shows, and we do a lot of stupid, silly, fun stuff, and play games and do drafts. So
So join. Find our Patreon at Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. We'd love to see you there.
we'll
Bye.
see you there. And we're waiting.
We're waiting. So just anytime you get there, just
Yeah.
like text me when you're on your way.
Text us when you're on your way, and we'll just kind of open the door for you.
Can't wait to see you there.
See you there.
Are you close?
No worries. We're hanging, but like we'd love to see you there.
Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists is an improvised Hollywood roundtable podcast created, performed, and produced by Kylie Brakeman, Jeremy Colhane, Angela Giartana, and Patrick McDonald. Music is by Gabriel Ponton. The opinions expressed in this podcast do not reflect the opinions of anyone who works on it, not even the performers, because this is an improvised podcast and we're stupid. Full video versions of AOA are available on YouTube, so please like and subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Good night, Hollywood.